My name is Paul Rosselli. Tonight I'm representing the Burrillville Land Trust and the Conservation Commission of Rhode Island. I've provided some written testimony for you, and I hope you have a chance to read it. As part of my oral testimony, I want to make a declaration right at the beginning. I'm a green elitist. I've been labeled that many times, and I take pride in that because of my adherence to a healthy environment, clean water, clean air. The bills before you would help cast credence on the need for an increased EFSB members and increased scrutiny in submitting an application. It's important to remember that the advisory opinions are not holding up this process. It's the lack of information from the applicant that is holding up this process. So I'm a green elitist. Let's get over it. But I'm not alone. Matter of fact, many here today are green elitists. The contractors, the plumbers, the electrical unions, they're elitists too. The IT specialists, mechanics, doctors. Now, I can only speak for myself. If I had to speak for everybody else, we'd be here for a couple of weeks. But I can share with you what their collective wisdom is and how it applies to these bills. Since 2004, during every statewide and national election, Rhode Island voters have approved overwhelmingly for open space bond referendums. Newport, Block Island, Barrington, they joined Providence, Central Falls, and Pawtucket in voting over 60% to approve open space bond referendums, agriculture, recreational areas, and they do it for one very good reason. The Newports and Block Islands, they do it because they have it and they love it and they want to keep it like that. The Central Falls, Pawtucket, and Providence, they don't have it. They're looking for it. How does that relate to where we are today? Well, those two bills help push this towards a process that the voters want. They want accountability. They want transparency. These two bills have some purpose. Here's what they don't involve. These two bills have nothing to do with jobs. They have nothing to do with a power plant. They have nothing to do with the creation or the hindrance of economic development. They simply have an opportunity to increase a board that's been around since 1986. How many of you have cell phones that are that old? Or cars? Well, maybe the cars you might have. We're at a point now where with solar, wind, and all the other alternatives and the smarter grid, efficiency programs, it's changing the way ISO New England looks at energy. It should change the way we look at the EFSB board. The other thing this doesn't do has nothing to do with temporary employment. I work in a temporary job. I'm a documentary filmmaker, have been so for 30 years. Sometimes my jobs last 5 minutes, sometimes they last 5 years. Also, in the course of my training, and Madam Chair, I have about 30 seconds left on this. In the course of my training, what I've done over the past 10 years, I've trained contractors in the hazards of lead-based paint. And here's what I discovered. If you give them information about the hazards of something, or in this case, where something is located, or in this case, the composition of an energy facility siting board that might impact their lives, they're willing to respond. In the course of lead paint training, I have earned their respect in the information I give. They've earned my respect in being able to be willing listeners, learners, taking the information and making it part of their routine. We have got to increase the Energy Facility Siting Board to give an opportunity for local input and for the advisory opinions that are so necessary here. So, Madam Chair, I'm a green elitist, and I'm proud of it. Thank you for your time.